landscape was filled with corpses of people. The blood flowed like the river, the earth sucked it, and the color of the land was changing itself. The bodies were torn apart, limbs were chopped away, and someone who hasn't died yet screamed in agony. Near the main battlefield, the village burned. Its statues were covered in blood, flesh, and inner organs of its defenders. Houses burned, and their fire may be seen far away from the plateau. Inside the city, a group of scared tribe gathered remaining people on the city square. In the corner, still living defenders were screaming on the spikes, while some of the barbaric warriors started to feast upon them. They were torturing them by slicing defenders, slowly tasting each precious amount of meat. The texture filled their mouth, and they were pleased with the taste of fear. Garvak, we've gathered the remaining people.
Good. We are starting our ritual as soon as Chief arrives here.
A massive figure started to walk across the square. Muscled body was covered in red armor, helmet, skull face, and bronze symbol of the blood god basked in the sunlights. He holded two-handed axe, and the energies of the demonic gifts were gathered in it. His teeth were sharpened, as all of his kinsmen. The kids were doing it from the age of 8. He stopped near the impaled people, and large voice screamed, "I told you to leave them! This is my prey, not your meat!" The roar of the gigantic figure to the tribesmen caused them to turn around. With speed of a killer, he butchered them, leaving them lying on the floor, still screaming. "You forgot the law! I choose the first feast victim. I propose the living only chance to live. Brock, take away these meat piles and feed my rage tooth." He turned away to the cornered people. "I give you the only chance to live. Join us or join them," pointed at impaled corpses. "Who will join?" "I choose to fight." The figure of a warrior with Zweihanda stepped out of the group of people. "Ah, I see. You will be a worthy opponent, a great trophy. Khorne smiles on me today." The fight started as fast as ended. Whirlwind of red glow light from champion dashed in silver steel. At the moment, fighter even wounded the champion, causing bleeding from the torso. But he was cut by first strike, and the last swing of the axe cut it down head with clean strike. He taken the head and added it to the pile on his belt. "Ah! So, who wants to join us or join him?" Terrified people stepped forward to the barbarians. They given them knives sharpened and pointed at the impaled corpses. When they started to cut down meat from the bones, someone saw his neighbor. Someone saw his skin. But that hasn't matter anything. The only thing that meant for them is that they still live. Blades of Khorne are servants to the blood god. They represent the struggle for survival in which only the strongest may prosper. As the physical incarnation of wrath, slaughter, and rage, the followers of the blood god have annihilated countless civilizations. The skulls they have collected are piled so high as to be mistaken for mountain ranges, and the blood they have spilled mistaken for oceans. A lord of Khorne commands an entire blood-bound war horde, and beneath their banners are the Blood River hordes, packs of hulking skull reapers, and droves the thundering skull crushers. But even the most powerful lords rarely hold their followers together for more than a few campaigns. Directly beneath the Lord of Khorne are his god-chosen, his 8 mightiest and most favored champions. They are the lords of Khorne's personal god, and they are also the most likely to bury a serrated axe blade in black of his skull. So he keeps them close at hand while their seething ambitions can be observed. A war horde is typically divided into 8 distinct groups. These are often given their own moniker or named after a notorious leader, such as the Skull Hunters and Khazrak Redblades. In smaller armies, these 8 formations might each be a single pack, but in larger groups, each of 8 is a battle force of its own right. So great is the fury manifested in such a gathering that when they start reaping their gory tributes, the veil between the realms begins to tear. Khorne has many blood-blessed legions, both vast and numerous, that leave a destruction in their wake they're sickening to behold. They do not fight for honor, wealth, or victory. They fight for bloodshed and the favor of the god. The Gore-Tide is one of Khorne's favorite legions, a battle-hungry horde of cannibals, butchers, berserkers, led by Khorgo's Khul, that has subjugated the realm of Akshi many years before the start of the Age of Sigma. Lord Kuldrak Reapers, they have yet to meet a foe they could not slaughter, and responsible for slaying the last of the Rift tribes and defeating the Aurochs at Beast Gates. Brazen Butchers, a warband of murdered that aim for killing and spilling as much blood as possible. Warmongers, once part of good tribes, they gathered Khorne's favor by betraying their comrades in bloody fashion. Ravagers of Khur warband is distinguished by their black axes and the Kogorats that follow them. They are known too well in the ruined provinces. Skulfin tribe. This tribe slay for the single-minded purpose of collecting and offering skulls to their patron. Grim Skulls, the most feared and brutal of Khorne's warbands that commonly fight at the side of his demons. Skulls. This warband knows all too well that Khorne is worshipped in battlefield and that his tithe is blood. Black Spikes, a warband known to enter in battle chanting skulls, growing faster and louder as it grows more violent.